Hello ladies and gentlemen, Mvga here and welcome to yet another Injustice 2 mobile build guide. Today we are going to be taking a look at this Arena Seasons character that you all hopefully got. If you didn't get it, don't worry about it, you will most certainly get it next time. And of course we are talking about Multiverse Green Arrow. In this episode we are going to be taking a look at two builds for Multiverse Green Arrow, and after the builds we are going to take a look at team compositions for him, and at the same time we are going to take a look at what artifacts you should equip on him. So, if you're new to this channel, I will try to do in the future those builds for all the characters that are released at the end of the arena season and that you might get, and I also have a lot of build guides already done, so you should check that out and subscribe to not miss on future content. If you have any questions regarding this video or any other question about the game, feel free to ask them down in the comments. I will do my best to answer all comments because YouTube has a special menu for that and it is very easy for me, but please try to be specific in your comment because I can easily answer it once, but further replies will be much harder to come by because I don't have a special menu for that. So comment down below, I will 100% answer you, but make sure it doesn't require further reply. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any cool gameplay with Green Arrow to put and talk over, so we are going to talk over some dude's Green Arrow in the arena. This is not my Green Arrow, but I'm going to make use of his Green Arrow because his Green Arrow is going to be max level and we are going to be able to see the maximum level stats for him. So, when you're building Green Arrow, you have really two options to go, one that I recommend and one that I do not recommend, but we'll also talk about that afterwards. The first option is going to be the hybrid build, which is going to feature maximum defense or close to maximum defense, maximum resistances, some health and the rest into attack, because of the fact that he is most likely going to be paired up in the arena at the very least with Multiverse the Flash. And by being paired up with Multiverse the Flash, he will receive some significant buffs to his critical check chance and critical attack damage. So by doing this balance build that I'm talking about, you will most of the time have maximum critical attack chance, maximum critical attack damage, maximum defense, maximum resistances, some health and some attack. And this is going to be the most balanced build that you are going to use. We are not going to go full damage with this build at the very least because of the fact that in the arena he's usually paired up with Multiverse Armored Supergirl, and because of that specific fact he will not really need to be the damage dealer. He will need to be able to deal some damage if needed, but he will be most likely needing to be able to take damage for the team because he and Multiverse the Flash are going to be kind of the tanks of the team, while Multiverse Armored Supergirl is going to be the main damage dealer. But at the same time, after this, since many of you have requested and asked in the comments after the Multiverse Armored Supergirl video, I will also do a build for using him in a team that doesn't have Multiverse the Flash or Multiverse Armored Supergirl. Though keep in mind, I most definitely recommend the first build that I'm going to be talking about. The second build is not an optimal build because he is most optimally used with Multiverse the Flash and Multiverse Armored Supergirl. But I'm just going to put it out there just to be. So, the first build, as I have said, we are going to look for having maximum or as close to maximum defense, resistances, some health, and then we are going to add some attack. So, the first build will, first of all, we'll go into the talents. And even if we wanted to build him offensively, well, this guy doesn't really have perfect talents, but he's very close to that actually. So in terms of talents, if we are going to use him in the same team with Armored Supergirl and with Multiverse the Flash, he's going to have most of the time maximum critical attack chance and maximum critical attack damage because of Multiverse the Flash's passive and Multiverse Armored Supergirl special tree that she's going to use all the time. She's most likely going to have 90% of the match maximum critical attack chance and maximum critical attack damage. And it is also notable the fact that he has a very high critical attack chance base. I think at level 60 gears he has, let me see, I noted it around here. Yes, he has 41 critical attack chance at level 60 gears without having any critical attack chance anywhere else. So keep in mind that before we get into this build, all the calculations in this build are going to be made for for a level 70 Green Arrow with epic talents and with level 60 gears and maximum high rolls on gears. So why level 60 gears? Because I consider level 60 gears to be the sweet spot for a character, because in my opinion it's too expensive to get a character all the way to level 70. You can do that if you want to, but you are on your own, and with this specific build I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed if you want to go to level 70 gears. And keep in mind that while this build will feature very specific tips, you don't have to go straight for perfection, and you can gradually build your Green Arrow towards what I'm going to tell you. So, the ideal build, and keep in mind, yet again, I really recommend you go for this build, not for the second build that I'm going to present. The ideal build is going to be the following. You will need to have 3 defense talents, 3 resistances talents, 1 defense gear roll, 4 health gear rolls, and 10 attack gear rolls. If maxed this build, and by maxed it again I mean a level 70 characters at 6 stars with level 60 gears, epic talents and high rolls on gears, his stats are going to end up being the following: 72% defense, 60% resistances, 49,252 health, 5,577 attack, 150 critical attack damage and 41% critical attack chance, but the critical attack damage and critical attack chance will go up all the way to the maximum while he is paired up with the Multiverse team. Okay, so right now we're going to go over a second build. This build is going to be a build that is going to perform well outside of that specific Multiverse team, like without Multiverse the Flash and without Multiverse Armored Supergirl. Keep in mind that this build is very specific and very niche, and you will want to do this only if you want to do specific things with Green Arrow. For example, using him like as a damage dealer, or using him for other purposes combined with other Multiverse characters. But as I have said, I definitely recommend you go for the first build, but this second build will be here just in case. So for this second build, what we are looking for is making him a very powerful damage dealer. Though yet again, keep in mind that if you include him in the first team that I told you about, and we will go over the teams a little more in depth, I recommend you go ahead and with the first build, because in that team the damage dealer will be Multiverse Armored Supergirl, and in that team he will not need those additional stats. But if you are not to pair for some reason with Multiverse Armored Supergirl or Multiverse the Flash, you will need to have the following build in order to deal as much damage as possible. This build is going to focus on reaching maximum critical attack chance, maximum critical attack damage, as high as possible attack, while not having the Multiverse the Flash passive. So, for this build you are going to need to have the following: 3 critical attack chance talents, 3 critical attack damage talents, 2 critical attack damage gear rolls, and 13 attack gear rolls. And if you manage to have perfect stats on this build, and with a perfect build I mean level 60 gears, level 70 characters, max level character, and high rolls on gears and epic talents, you are going to end up with the following: 75% critical attack chance, going over the limit only by 2 up to a total of 77, 292 critical attack damage, 6,327 attack, and 21% defense. So yet again, this is not a build that I do recommend, but if you want to use him for experimental purposes in other team than the team that he is most used on, which is the team with Multiverse Armored Supergirl and Multiverse the Flash, then this is the build you would want to go for. And we will talk about that a little bit more in the team comps, but yeah, this is the build without those 2 characters. But one more mention, keep in mind that this next season is going to be with Multiverse the Flash in it, so you definitely have a chance to get Multiverse the Flash as well if you don't have him, so take that into consideration. Now getting into the team comps part of this video, pretty much every character paired up with him that is a Multiverse character will perform well with him. But the most optimal team, as I have said before, is going to be the Multiverse Armored Supergirl and the Multiverse the Flash. If for some reason you don't want to go for this team, then you want to build him, for example, as damage dealer, for the damage dealer build, though I don't recommend you do this again. For the damage dealer build, I recommend you pair him up with the Multiverse Supergirl and Multiverse Captain Cold in order to make sure that you make up for the fact that he's not going to be tanky at all, because those two characters provide additional tankiness to the team members. And if you want to have a little bit of a fun build, I guess you could go straight up for maxing his special one and pairing him up with the Multiverse Black Canary and whatever other character, because as far as I'm aware, and if I don't make any confusions, Multiverse Black Canary has a chance to make the special one of Multiverse characters free to use, and with that you can spam special ones and keep power draining your enemy, though yet again I most definitely and wholeheartedly recommend the first team. In terms of artifacts, there are a lot of things you can use on him. You can use the All Blades for added damage, though I don't really recommend it. You can use Claws of Horus, that would perform pretty well. You can use Cosmic Staff, and you can use pretty much every good artifact that is out there on this character. Any of the good artifacts will work on him, the bad artifacts will of course perform badly, but the most recommended two artifacts by me are going to be Claws of Horus and Cosmic Staff. This was everything for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Yet again, if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments, but please be very specific. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because I will do builds like this for every arena character that is going to be in the arena seasons and even more. And with all that being said, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Please go ahead and subscribe, comment down below for any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.